Well, you told me, and I believe you. Okay, you're all right. People like Mudkip. But who would use nothing but Mudkip for an entire playthrough? You can't find anybody like that. Welcome back, friends, and a special welcome to all the new friends out there. I'm YoBGS, player of games, speedrunner of some, world record holder in a few, and also student of the game of Pokemon. Now, I've looked at a number of challenges. I've looked at Jaden's animated playthrough. I've looked at 35-hour speedruns. And today, we're going to look at more of like a minimalist challenge, kind of like when I looked at Picaspri, beating Pokemon with only a Ditto, except we're going with one of the memeiest Pokemon of all time. Today, it is Alpharad, wondering if you can beat Pokemon Emerald with only a Mudkip. Now, this was one of the most requested videos on my channel, and if you are still hanging out here from like the Technoblade video, for example, don't worry, part 2 is coming. Just got a couple videos on the schedule before that one, including this amazing playthrough. Now, if you are going to beat Pokemon with only one starter, Mudkip is probably a good one to choose. The only other one I can think of that is better is like if you could get to Typhlosion in Silver, because that's basically the way you speedrun the game, right? You know, you just get your Mon at the beginning, you level up to start, and you play through that way. But I think Alpharad isn't evolving Mudkip. So this is going to be an interesting adventure. Without further ado, let's get into, can you beat Pokemon Emerald using only a Mudkip? Okay, as always, before we get started, if you are having fun here and you want to keep having fun here, feel free to subscribe to Join the Good Times. You can leave me a comment below if there are any content creators, doesn't have to be Pokemon, doesn't have to be Minecraft, any cool content creators you want me to check out, leave me a comment and I will get to them as soon as I can. Now, for this playthrough, I got to admit, I'm pretty excited because I'm thinking, you know, when it comes to Mudkip is only weak to grass types. So that's going to be a pretty strong advantage, although there are a fair amount of grass mons in the course of Emerald. So it'll be interesting to see where some of the challenges are, but I'm excited. It's Alpharad, it is Pokemon Emerald, it is Mudkip. Let's get into it.
Pokemon is all about catching them all. Well, I mean, it was until...
By the way, shout out to Nova1 Duke. Have to do that immediately because that's who did the art and animation, which so far looks phenomenal. I love the crumpled up paper background because it reminds me of Teen Girl Squad from the old days of like Homestar Runner.
Recently. Anyways, I was just curious to how little you could explore in a game like Pokemon. I looked at Pokemon Emerald and wondered if it would...
Why is it that people go one direction or the other? What do you do in open world games? Are you one of those people that like in a Skyrim, do you put 75 hours into it before you even start the main storyline, or do you knock the main storyline out right away? I'm somebody who gets so side quested basically that I rarely finish the main game. But in Pokemon, I mean, you gotta beat a Pokemon.
Be possible to go from receiving your starter to becoming the champion without catching a single Pokemon. The first obstacle that comes to mind is what to do about the HMs that are required to traverse.
All right, well, Mudkip, I don't know about Cut. Definitely can't fly. Can Surf, I would think. Can Strength, I would think. Can possibly Rock Smash and maybe Waterfall. But again, you're limited in your moveset.
First through the Hoenn region. A fun fact about the 8 HMs in this region is that only 5 of them are required. With 3 of them being water-based moves, it made sense to pick Mudkip since he can also learn the other 2 required.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize you don't need Cut in Emerald. I just assumed that you always need it. But still, you got to get one more.
That are Strength and Rock Smash. I'm not really allowing much leeway on the catching Pokemon thing. If it's a legendary, that's free XP, and if it's shiny, you got to kill it, and that's just heartbreaking. Our precious little Mudkip may leave a lot to be desired when it comes to his stats. The reason for this is that no rational human being would pick this set of stats over these, but that's where I come in and say, oh boy, I love an arbitrary challenge with an odd set of win conditions. The heart of this challenge.
You know, I almost think it's more rare to see a YouTuber play the game the way it's meant to be played. I mean, the last one I can remember is Mystery who played Minecraft the dev intended way. So many people find ways to make Minecraft less fun. I don't get it, but I do love watching.
Challenge really stems from asking, could I instead of should I? And that's how we ended up here. Upon being gifted my Pikachu by Professor Birch, I immediately went into the grass and started grinding. I beat my rival, talked to my dad who focuses on work instead of me, watched Wally learn what a Pokemon was, and then I made it to Petalburg Woods. Nothing
I love these.
Really
I want to pause at like every single bit of animation because they're all so good, and they have like I love animators that include all of those little details and little like shout outs and different references. It's so awesome, but it's like so hard to keep an eye on every single thing.
Here, since it's just the path towards the rock gym, and let this serve as a reminder that I picked the water type Pokemon. Inside the gym, our little Pikachu had his first attempt at evolution, only to be denied by a single press of the B button. It really makes you wonder if being blue ballsed in the middle
Oh, it's already heartbreaking.
Of your metamorphosis hurts, but I mean, you'll get used to it since there's a whole lot of this down the road. The easiest solution to this is to get Neverstone, but that's boring. I'm just cheating. It's just this arbitrary rule I just made up. Anyways, Roxanne lost my already overleveled Mudkip. We retrieved an old man's lost dog and then set sail on the Haha boat. We then arrived in this great...
Hey, lost dog. Shout out to Jaden. Jaden said the same thing in Ruby.
Cave, and a mysterious hiker offers us Flash. We then walked off, looked at him over our shoulder, and said, wow, thanks for nothing. The hard part about caves in this run is that you don't have Flash, which means you can't see, and you have...
But again, if you're leveling a Mudkip to level 100, as you probably will, who cares if you encounter a lot of random rock types? I'm guessing rock types give like defense EVs, and that's going to help Mudkip out, but who knows?
To walk through the caves by memory alone. Lucky for me, I played this game hundreds of times as a dumb stupid kid at the dumb stupid after school program in 3rd grade because my real life dad didn't have time for me.
Man, who remembers after school programs? Shout out to after school. So after school for me consisted of trying to play football with people, and it worked to varying degrees of success. But then there was a rainy day, as most good stories begin. There was a rainy day. We had to go into the auditorium. Most places would have put up basketball hoops and called it a gym. This was our auditorium. It looked like a warehouse with a stage, and they had this rollaway TV. I don't remember where this came from, but someone had a Nintendo, and this rollaway TV was the first time I saw Contra, and it was the first time I saw Zelda. Now, this was in like 1996, so I don't want you to think that I'm like older than the dirt that makes up Granite Cave, but man, those fond memories of after school. I remember I was into Pokemon cards, and the other kids in after school were into, I kid you not, Dragon Ball Z cards. Those were a thing. I didn't understand them at all, but yeah, maybe I have way more after school stories, but we'll stop on that.
Steven, who gives us the first useless piece of information for a Mudkip only user, which means it's now time to fight the second gym leader. I tried to fight every trainer I could in the building, but it wasn't enough for this underdeveloped Mudkip. So naturally, I resorted to bullying kids on the beach until that magically became enough to earn another gym badge. After that, we fought.
I'm so used to the damageless runs that I see gameplay and I see a Pokemon with less than full health and I immediately freak out. I'm like, no, he's got to start over. No, he's okay. He's all right. And I think J Rose did run of Emerald without using the Pokemon Center. May come back to that later.
Team Aqua, beat our rival again somehow. Like, I really don't know how I did this one. And then approached Mauville City, which held potentially the hardest part of this entire run. The electric gym leader. The balance of this in the Hoenn region is that if you're going the water type, your Marshtomp should already be half ground type by now, thus being immune to
no! Oh, wait, because he didn't evolve it. Oh, he doesn't get the ground type? Oh, that
electric moves.
Not
Sadly,
good.
That is not how this story goes.
I
you really
think
just
about
have to allow your Pokemon to pop as many pills as you can before you inevitably run out of money. Don't do drugs, kids. Your best bet is using Mud Slap, a move with low power that lowers your opponent's accuracy, but they only use Shockwave, which has a 101% accuracy, so it's just like, shit. I'd like to say that I eventually won this battle through sheer willpower alone, but I'll be honest and say that the AI just messed up and hit me with the Howl instead of Shockwave, which falls under one of the most we take those kinds of wins I've ever seen, but we take those.
That's gotta be the hardest gym, I would think. Although the way he breezed through it, I'm guessing it's going to get bad.
Gym Badge allows us to use Rock Smash, which is an actual move we will actually use. You can then use Rock Smash to get Strength, and this is an actual move that we will even actually use.
Yeah, Strength is pretty good.
Starting to figure out that the Mudkip we carry is going to be void of an actual moveset since we have to use all these HMs to navigate.
Shout out to Mudkip, the Sam Goody employee.
Through Hoenn. You can go to the move deleter, sure, but to get through Victory Road, you need Strength, Waterfall, Surf, and Rock Smash. And we're lucky Dive isn't required, otherwise it wouldn't be possible.
Oh, okay, so...
On our way to some story-related missions, we walk through the Fire Cave, and there really isn't anything of interest over here.
Now, I feel like I need to look up like what Namel's IVs are. No, he's probably maxed out at this point.
Toxic, hiding behind a boulder, but we'll get to that later. After that, we run into Team Magma, go through a forest, and then fight the 4th gym leader who specializes.
I notice that Alpha's not pointing out Team Magma and their midriffs. I'm just pointing out there that, again, we've been over the Magma midriffs before. I want to see that on the Pokemon Iceberg. Think about your animes. Think about shows you like. Merrick's got a midriff. Team Magma's got the midriff. It's that confidence that comes along with being able to show your belly in public. Makes you evil.
In fire, which again, let me remind you that I chose the water Pokemon. Upon receiving the 4th gym badge, our journey puts us in a beeline towards the 5th one. I definitely thought that this was going to be the gatekeeper for me. Norman's Pokemon had all the tools to absolutely steamroll me.
But he's got Strength, Rock Smash, Water Gun, and Dig. Dig is usually pretty good because you can kind of break... I don't know. I feel like Dig kind of messes up the AI in a lot of instances. Or any of the 2-turn moves where you're essentially invulnerable for a turn. They work out pretty good.
At this point, I guess I just severely underestimated the growth of my Mudkip.
And then Norman sent out Slacking. I was worried about being sat on in a hilarious fashion by this humongous beast, but then I remembered Slacking's ability. He can't attack every other turn.
Oh, and it is Dig. Mudkip yes, it is. Oh, I love that. Oh, taking advantage of Truant. That is
faster.
Oh, that is
new Dig.
Brain.
After denying Schrodinger's Marshtomp another chance to breathe, we took the HM Surf, got a Thunderstone for our dearest Pikachu, and then progressed towards the Weather Tower. Inside, Team Aqua bombards you with the exact...
Aqua has a midriff as well. I did not know that, because in Jaden's playthrough, the Team Aqua Grunt, the shirt, again, is fully covering. See, we're learning lessons here. This is the problem when you have a Pokemon game in a water-based region. People get too comfortable. They start showing their... just think about it.
Same shit you've seen before, and ultimately fails to overpower the strongest Mudkip in existence. You would think that the weather employees would be grateful for you saving their lives, and that's the problem. They are. Too grateful, if you ask me. They offered to give you a reward for your troubles while stripping you of an option to decline. With that being said, we retrieve our second Pokemon of the playthrough, and just like that, the run is dead. I mean, we never caught a Pokemon, I suppose. It's not like I used a Pokeball for it. I suppose that I could just hide him in the box like a red-headed stepchild and hope he never sees the light of day. So with an additional skeleton in our closet, Steven Stone shows us another...
You could also release it. Or can you not release gifted Pokemon in this game?
Fun piece of useless information before we go into the 6th gym. I'll be honest and say that these puzzles for toddlers took me a bit longer than I'd like to admit, but I eventually found my way through.
Oh man, this just reminds me I need to play through Emerald.
Rock Tomb for this gym alone.
Like I played through Omega Ruby, but I don't think I beat it. I need to get through Emerald. I have Emerald. The question is just what ridiculous self-imposed challenges do I
trusted my precious child to eliminate? Oh my god, they're all dead. Remember when I talked about Team Aqua earlier?
That got
just
real.
Imagine that again, but this time...
I love the animator, but half of, his red crayons must be ground to a pulp. It's all he uses.
With ghosts. Then imagine that again, but with Team Magma, and now rocks are around. The twist here is you have to fight the leader of Team Magma, and during this fight,
he's gonna have to fight Groudon. Oh, because he's not going to catch anything, so he's going to have to beat Groudon.
So I thought using Dig against his Camerupt would be a fine answer, but I was wrong.
No.
We got him on the run back, though, so let's just focus on the positive, okay? Our next objective was to return to Slateport, and since my Mudkip could not learn Fly, no matter how many times I asked or how hard he tried, so we had to walk across the country again. This is just a pointless objective that activates the next event in Lily Cove, which is a painful process if you don't
Alpha and Mudkip getting their steps in.
Have the ability of fast travel. And since we were in Slateport, I thought we would surf over to the abandoned ship and pick up TM13 Ice Beam, and we're just going to put that in the bag until later. While returning to Slateport, I ran into a random encounter. Upon slaying another Tentacool, somebody asked me to fix a stream layout. As I was attempting to please a loyal viewer, I realized that I made a grave error.
It's just a lighting error. It's a white balance thing. It's like, I can just slide one thing on here and make it work.
Chat! Chat's got it. F's in chat. Also, that is a really cool picture on the stream. That is... No. The run is now ultra dead.
Wait.
Yeah, so I turned the game off and went back to my last save, groaned loudly, and did it all over again.
Thank God
Backtracking through time was as painful.
Also, why pick up Ice Beam? Because you can't use
it. As it sounds, and then I picked up Toxic along the way, defeated Team Aqua again while
why
picking
Toxic?
up a Master
You can't
Ball
pick
that is
that, or you
essentially
can't use
worthless,
that either.
and
Or do you
then
have
we
to pick
found
them
our
up to
way
advance
back to
the
Mossdeep. This gym served as a huge roadblock in our path because this gym clearly incentivizes double battles with its design and theme and gym leaders being Tate and Liza. Or Lisa, or Lisa, who cares? As soon as
Tate and Liza, also
you make it to the gym leader room,
that's why he didn't release Cast Form.
they turn your way if you only have one Pokemon. To battle them, I'd have to catch another Pokemon, which would absolutely disqualify me from this challenge. But what if we had a certain albino metamorphosis love child to bring back out of hiding? Surely this doesn't count as catching a Pokemon.
Oh, poor Cast Form is going to get annihilated.
And it's not like its inclusion really matters, since he's just going to die to Xatu's Psychic. From this point on, Mudkip easily won the 2v1 by spamming Surf the entire battle. And upon leaving the gym, I went out to...
That's a little dark, isn't it, though? Like Tate and Liza, we can't let you in. You only have one Pokemon. So you beat up another Mon and just throw its body out there, and Tate and Liza are like, yeah, seems good.
Go do what I felt was right and release Cast Form into the wild. But they refused. Back in the box he went, and we went to assist Mr. Stone in a double battle. He was kind enough to allow me to choose any Pokemon I wanted, so I chose my Mudkip, and we washed the floor with these lackeys. With our journey soon coming to a close, Steven finally did something of value and allowed me to teach my Mudkip a brand new HM, Dive. With this being our fourth one, Mudkip looks no different than an HM Zigzagoon slave at this point, and nevertheless, we continued our journey to the 8th gym. But before I did that, I was surfing and ran into a shiny...
Wait a minute! Whoa! No. Why do you people do these things? Smant did it. Now they're doing it. Oh, shout out to the person in my comments who said they always manage to catch a shiny Tentacool in every game they play. I thought that was really cool. Mainly because of my shiny is a Zubat, and like I feel like Zubat and Tentacool are the two Mons that you will fight 87 million of no matter what Pokemon game you play.
Laughed hysterically and killed it in front of everybody. But I still forgot we had to
go
to the Aqua hideout. I love the people that said that was a shiny. Yeah, we did that too.
As if Alpha didn't
Pseudopolis. They play a nice little cutscene while Wallace plays 20 questions about Rayquaza, interrogating me about their location, as if a 10-year-old with a Mudkip had even heard of whatever that thing is. For whatever plot convenience reason, we trekked up to meet Slife for the sky.
At least you're not helping your parent move in, right? At least you could have been unpacking boxes. Rayquaza.
Dragon, and he instant transmission to somewhere random, I think. Since I didn't want to attempt to imitate it by walking painfully slow, I just battled in the Sky Tower until my little Mudkip couldn't handle it anymore.
Optimal.
Since whiting out just sends you to the last Pokemon Center you went to, it activated the next cutscene immediately. Rayquaza interrupts this fight that looks like a stare down to tell Groudon that he got insanely counterpicked. I mean, he has this tiny piece of land, and Kyogre has this ocean on their side.
You got to attack the moon. That's the strat there. If you've learned anything from Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's when in doubt, attack the moon. Or apparently summon Slife
then
of the
threw
Sky
the white flag, which caused Kyogre to dive back into the ocean, and I don't really know where Groudon went, honestly. Anyways, after seeing all three of those monsters, this allows our protagonist to enter the final gym and succeed in these puzzles that I definitely remember being much harder as a kid.
I love that the puzzles are harder for Alpha than the actual
gameplay. For the beast that was created before your very eyes, but I thought it would be a very funny flex to throw a Master Ball at his truly beloved. He didn't appreciate the joke very much, and to be fair...
Why? I mean, I know why, but still, like, comment in chat if that feels, anytime they kill a shiny, anytime they waste the Master Ball, if it just, I swear, man, it takes like my insides and it just rip, and then I'm not as good as I was 5 seconds ago. Maybe I just need to be harder, right? Maybe this is my way of getting the tough love that I need to become the greatest trainer of all time.
I get it. It's not really that funny. So with all 8 gym badges in hand, our journey now directs us at Evergrande City, which is honestly just one building. And nice. But first, we have to go to the Move Deleter and ditch Dive and learn Waterfall. Luckily, only 4 of the 5 required HMs are necessary to get through Victory Road, and if that wasn't true, the run would have just ended right here. Upon entering Victory Road, we are greeted with Wally trying to strike a pose, saying we can just fast forward through all of this. He never really served as much of a challenge to the superior species of Pokemon. Victory Road is a dark and scary labyrinth, and I wasn't really about to rely on muscle memory.
That's the thing about having one Mon, is it will be so over-leveled in a lot of instances that by the time you get to the end, there's not really much anyone can do, because your Mon is so much stronger than everyone else. And I think that's why one Pokemon challenges aren't as hard a lot of the times as they might seem, is because you get all of that added stat
or
stuff.
flash, so I just looked up a guide and counted step by step. Nothing really exciting happens here, so we can just fast forward to the Elite Four. I stocked up on last minute supplies and sold my revives since we can't possibly use those. I called this a practice run since the moveset I was going on was full of low PP HMs, with one of them being Rock Smash, which is a hilariously awful move. This definitely sounded much harder
Rock
on
Smash,
paper,
I swear,
but Mudkip kind of
before,
tore
right?
through all of the first
God,
few trainers.
so much red
We got to
crayon.
Drake with only water moves that are not very effective, Rock Smash is just not, and we didn't have any ice moves. Things seemed kind of hopeless. I decided to use an Ether on Strength, and that turned out to be the saving grace here somehow.
There you go.
Upon beating the Elite Four, we had one remaining challenge in our way. This Mudkip has been through so much. We all have in this adventure. And with our journey finally coming to... Okay, we got Toxic stalled by Wallace's Melodic and lost. Okay, whatever. At this point, I just decided that our moveset was not going to cut it. One of our moves did not even get used in the Elite Four, and the rest didn't cover what we needed it to.
Again, that's why he hangs on to Toxic and Ice Beam. Like, I sit here thinking that maybe... I'm like, why do that? Of course, there's a reason you do that. You don't include it in a highlight film if you don't come back to it later.
With Toxic and Ice Beam still in my bag, I wanted to equip them to Mudkip, but how? We made our way back through Victory Road, picking up a much-needed PP up on the way, and arrived at the Move Deleter's house. After removing half of their HMs and giving Mudkip as close to a real moveset as I possibly could, we set out to see and died. You know, since this would warp our trainer back to the Elite Four, and the HMs required to get through...
Can you hear that? I see what happened. That is big brain. I'm a fan.
Victory Road were no longer applicable. This time was going to be different. Each move was strategically picked for each trainer. A lot of Pokemon were died to start alone, given stat bonus, but we also had strength to cover the matchups with weak defense or who were strong to water.
I'm just waiting for it at this
point. Everything in place, Mudkip was unchained, storming through trainer after trainer. Okay, and then Glalie just used self-destruct. This time for sure. Yeah. After arriving at...
Actually, technically, that would be... Wait, what is it? Is it from the grave? That's the old Halo badge, right? If you die and then you kill somebody else, that's from the grave, right?
Battle. I realized the last battle her Dusclops
the
exerts
X items.
pressure, which is bad for my limited move pool. I also noticed that he opens with Protect and would keep spamming it until one connected. Being that he could use this move 10 times, I decided that I would just buff Mudkip up as much as possible, and then on the 11th turn, the beefiest Mudkip you've ever seen slaughtered all of the ghosts.
My goodness!
I used a similar strategy for the next trainer, since
Mudkip for, well, I was going to say Mudkip for Smash, but that Mudkip is more like Mudkip for Mortal Kombat.
Lived in constant fear of being exploded on by a living snowball. When it came to Drake, the difficulty of the last run went away since Ice Beam was
Drake
the perfect
is
tool to destroy everything he loves.
I'm digging that. I'm digging that whole look there.
I took my time and beefed up against his Wailord, which I feel like if that Pokemon ever gets Dynamax, stadiums are going to collapse. With Ludicolo...
Oh, funny you should mention that, right? Because Wumbo Wailord, I'm pretty sure, is very much a thing.
Knowing Giga Drain, this could serve as a...
That, I think it is. Because I very distinctly remember... Like, I hosted the Pokemon Shield run at Games Done Quick. And I remember, not to spoil the ending, but I'm pretty sure a Dynamaxed Wailord was very heavily involved. Check out Games Done Quick and Pokemon Shield if you want to see that.
Huge problem. Being that I had to heal each time he used it, I just waited until he used the move 5 times and then Ice Beamed him down. Wallace's Tentacruel is by far the least threatening Pokemon he has, so this was just time.
Alright, sorry. I needed to get my mirror B in there.
To heal, buff up, file my checkbook, and mentally prepare myself for what was coming next.
Let's go!
Melodic came out using Toxic, educating me that I've never said most of these Pokemon names out loud, and little did they know, I could be Toxic too. This fight went on for multiple minutes, but Mudkip eventually found himself a victory somehow. Surprisingly, this wasn't the end, but after using Ice Beam, Wish Catch was frozen, and at this point it was just heart of the cards from there. With Wallace attempting to hold the throne and not lose to a 10-year-old, he threw out Gyarados, but you already know how that went.
Level 83 on the Mudkip.
Like
you got this.
Mudkip single-handedly
People told me I need to stop weaving back and forth.
Poen's Elite Four. It was a long journey, but his very fitting lonely nature led him to victory.
Oh no!
People said that a Mudkip couldn't accomplish such a daunting task, but let this be a lesson to you. No matter how large the obstacle may be, if you believe in your...
What was the time? What was the time? I need to go back. I need to see that again.
But let this be a lesson to you. No matter how large the...
20 hours, 26 minutes, your champion
obstacle may be. If you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything if you have a drugged up fish with legs by your side.
That's what I'm talking about.
One thing that I thought was funny during the credits is that they really want to walk you down memory lane by showing you all the Pokemon you caught, and so thanks for watching. This was definitely one of the more fun videos to make. It takes a bit longer to
They could have at least shown them again.
create than typical gameplay videos, but I'm down to make more if you guys want them, so let me know in the comments of any other arbitrary challenge you can think of, and be sure to follow Nova for doing all the animations, and be sure to like and subscribe while you're here. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I've always been bad at making outros, especially when reading from a script.
It's seeming that way.
So
there you go. That's an out. A nice little punch out there. There you go. Alpharad and beating Pokemon Emerald using only a Mudkip. So what do you think? I guess they couldn't have picked a harder starter than Mudkip because no other Mon is capable of learning all the moves you need to get to the end. But what do you think about these one Pokemon challenges? I dig them. I wouldn't mind checking out some more. Again, if you are having fun here, if you're digging what I'm doing, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, feel free to subscribe. It really helps me out. That's part of the reason I've been making so many videos lately, is because the support has been astronomical. I can't believe, just a month ago, I had 100 subs. So it's been unreal. And again, please comment suggestions. Anybody doing anything cool in gaming. I mean, anybody who's got an awesome video you want me to check out, just feel free to let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. And it looks like I'm starting to do some work on a Discord. May let you guys in on that in the near future. I think it's just something I'm going to open up to everyone from the community. I think that could be a lot of fun. But I'll be back next time. I'm going to be playing some Mario 3 tomorrow, actually. I'm going to do a speed run of a randomizer and let you guys kind of see some of my gameplay for a change. I always talk about speedrunning, but I very rarely do it. So I will see you. Thanks again for stopping by. Be safe. Catch you for the salty run back.